Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video here for tonight's assignment since this is something new. The idea is to practice some analytical statements. We're looking at the Great Depression. Remember, you have to do one from the topics 1 through 3. I'm going to give you the sample for number 1, so actually it's got to be 2 or 3. You've got to do one choice from 4 through 6 and one choice 7 through 10, and then answer the reflections. So what do you need to do here? So if we take a look at the directions, it says for each of the following position statements, identify 2 pieces of specific factual information which could be used to support each topic sentence. So you want to take a look at the topic sentence first. In this case, it says, though the stock market crash of 1929 shocked the nation economically, uncontrolled consumer credit and unregulated banking practices played a greater role in causing the Great Depression. So if you think back to our assignment yesterday on the causes of the Great Depression, we know that installment plans gave Americans easy access to credit. And we know that banks were heavily involved in stock market speculation and buying on margin. So those would be our 2 pieces of evidence. And then you need to do more than just describe that particular evidence. You must also explain how or why it supports each of the topic sentences. This is the kind of thing you're going to be doing when you actually write your AP exam or write your DBQs and your LAQs. This is also great practice for your SAQs as well. So think about the fact that you're reflecting upon your responses by answering the reflection questions at the end of the activity as well. So for evidence number 1, installment plans gave Americans easy access to credit, the analytical statement that backs up that particular fact kind of explains the situation. Remember, you're telling the how or the why. Does it support the statement above? So the analytical statement that I wrote was, as wages began to fall during the late 1920s, some Americans began to use credit as a way to stretch their incomes. As a result, their debts mounted when they were unable to pay off their loans, leading to a large number of defaults, including their mortgages, which meant that people were losing their homes, meant that banks were failing because they couldn't collect on the loans. And so that supports our topic sentence there, especially the idea of uncontrolled consumer credit. The second piece of evidence that I gave was banks were heavily involved in the stock market speculation. So prior to the stock market crash of 1929, I write, many banks would use the savings of their customers to invest in the stock market. Banks used the similar practices as individuals, including buying on margin, which means that they only needed a small amount of actual cash to make a large investment. When the stock market crashed in 1929, the banks were unable to recoup the savings of their patrons, which led to a significant number of bank failures that wiped out, not whipped out, but wiped out many Americans' savings. So that supports our statement there for banks were heavily involved in stock market speculation. And then we go back up to the question, how that affected unregulated banking practices, or how unregulated banking practices affected the causes of the Great Depression. So remember, you're not just describing in the evidence in your analytical statement, but you're really kind of putting it together and explaining the how or the why. So I know this video is a little bit brief and it's relatively quick, but you should be able to accomplish this without too much trouble. Remember, this is an assessment grade, and I will not accept it for full credit after the due date. So good luck, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I'll try to get back to you.